Here are some highlights of this program.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Brainstorm exclusive interview.
Our education should be corrected, adapted, and updated.
Live better, they can send their children to school because they can interact with their authorities.
Mechanics, electricity, computer science, innovation,
And we know that it's a brainstorm.
You yourself, after watching this interesting program, notice the final statement made by our notable guest, a brand new one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brainstorm Broadcast. Public administration almost controls every sector in society. Public servants, though, raise their voice to claim about misfunction when things go wrong. Today's theme is public administration shakeup. We're going to discuss some aspects of public administration and how things could be fixed when there is some misunderstanding or some unsatisfaction. Joining me now on this set is Dr. Mutanda Marie-Claire. Hello and welcome to this program.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Yes, I'm delighted. This very first time to come and join us on this set to discuss this relevant issue, public administration shakeup. I think you feel good at this topic.
I would try from my personal experience. I have management experience in abroad, and I'm come back to another country also. I work with the public administration, so I could say from my personal experience.
All right, let's get it started. Now, would you like to tell us and try to explain the concept of public administration shake-up or reform?
Yes, public administration shake-up is, as you say, it's a drastic reform. It's like a major change in the organizations and system of the public administration. That you can, just like this name says, it shakes up, turns things upside down, and it's mainly important when you face in some situations where, for example, there is no satisfaction on the public, public services, or there is a failure of the system, or there is no effectiveness or efficiency of the things as they're being run. So you want to shake the system, do the reforms. They can be on leadership, they could be on policies. The reform could be even the procedures, the process of the administration, just with the object or the aim of improving efficiency, improving effectiveness, or just making it to satisfy the public we're serving, or to respond to a crisis situation or a failure situation.
Yes, it's true. When we talk about public administration shakeup, there must be a reason why we need to have this public reform or public shakeup. And then since you've discussing this, explaining things like this, I think you're going to take things not only globally, but as well as locally.
Absolutely,
but before we go further in this discussion, we'd like the audience to watch the following video of focusing on 5 principles of public administration reform. Please take a look at this video and we'll be back.
5 principles of public administration reform. Governments are great. They ensure our neighbors don't invade, give help to those who need it, and invest in a huge range of public goods. But as the world changes, the challenges of governing change too. They often become more complex, and public administrators need to change to keep up. We need to innovate bureaucracy. Changing public administration can feel like an impossible task. However, the World Bank Group has been a leader in helping governments with just that, and has formulated 5 new principles to guide its efforts. Let's begin with the people. Public sector employees make up about 1/3 of wage workers in developing countries. This means that improving the world of work is as much about public sector management as it is about private job growth. The first principle highlights this crucial part of the global workforce and its importance for all sectors of the economy. Principle 1. The public sector is a large employer with a distinctive internal labor market that affects both public and private sector jobs. These employees are central to making government work. Innovating bureaucracy means getting civil servants excited about their work, preparing them for needed reforms, and making sure they can fulfill their potential. When civil servants perform their jobs well, governments do too. Principle 2. The quality and motivation of bureaucrats are key determinants of public sector productivity that affects the provision of public infrastructure, service delivery, and regulation. Better data is crucial for understanding the politics of public administration. This understanding enables us to design reform that is politically feasible. Reforms that fit local political contexts gives us the power to change and innovate. Principle 3. The public administration reports to and is fundamentally influenced by politicians. We are better equipped than ever to collect this data and design innovative reforms. New technologies create opportunities to improve bureaucratic engagement, motivation, and accountability across a variety of country contexts. Principle 4. Digital technologies open up new possibilities for strengthening state capacity. So how do we best design reforms? We need more and better data on public officials, their organizations, and government as a whole. Principle 5. Detailed empirical evidence strengthens our capacity to fine-tune reforms to the local nature of the public service. Together, these principles lay out a path for changing the way government works. To achieve its twin goals of poverty reduction and shared prosperity, the World Bank needs government partners that are prepared for the challenges of a changing world. To solve 21st century problems, we need 21st century bureaucracies.
But now, coming to Democratic Republic of Congo, you think there is a vital need to discuss this issue on public administration shakeup?
I definitely think there is a need. I do think so. Basically because the country has traveled through different systems that have proven to be having difficulties to perform to the satisfaction of the population. In this situation, you need to question the systems. And I do really think there is a room here to check the public administration, the system. And that's why I agree with the discussion that was going on here locally to try and see if it's important to review even the Constitution. But unfortunately, this decision, that discussion couldn't be further because of the war that came in. But even the war itself, that was already on then, was kind of just revived, is also a reason why we can still continue on discussing and give an opportunity to check the system because of the imperfections that we have seen in this situation.
So we check the system. What could result from that shakeup? What could result from that reform? Since now there are things that used to be fixed, and as soon as that reform takes place, what could we notice? What could we obtain as a result in a public administration level?
You know, personally, I can just go by example. Yes, you see, for example, our National Assembly is going to resume. I think it resumed today. Yes, and just as it was resuming, you could sense already the tensions. Before there was this list of people calling to petition against the President of the Assembly, the petition against the President of the Senate. This is only among themselves, our people representative. So this is one example to say there is something that doesn't go. Here they were indicating their personal interest. Whereas we know, again, bringing back to the situation where we have a part of country being under the war, and an enormous amount of our compatriots suffering, and a humanitarian crisis that is no name to be called. And you see that the country is still struggling to fix this situation where we're being attacked from outside. So definitely there is a place here to question and to check this, to change some leadership, to change some policy. For example, I was listening to one of the commentators yesterday, everybody knows, talking about this situation, Freddie Mulumba, telling about his experience where he went to Lubumbashi to listen to one of the general who had defended his memory. And he showed that there is a law in our country that do not allow our army to function effectively, because there is no a linear hierarchical chain of commandment. Since 2021, there was this war that kind of compartmented the commandment of the army. And as such, the conclusion of that memory said there is no possibility that our army, the current army, can defend the country.
Yeah.
So if that is an observance, you see that there is a need here, at least on that department, to check the system.
Right. You mentioned something fundamental about the Constitution, texts to be applied in every given sector when it comes to leadership, because we cannot understand leadership without the application of texts, which regulates every single sector. You think, is there really any problem, because the culture, what we've noticed in Congolese society and Congolese political leadership, the application of the Constitution. And somehow is misunderstood by some, and others want to apply what is in it for their own interests. And you think that a shake-up should start by the change of the Constitution?
Absolutely.
Or the people should change their mindset when it comes to any given position they occupy?
In our situations, both way it goes. But, as I said, I personally think our Constitution needs to be reviewed. I will take an example. I personally don't see the operation level of delivery into the population effective. That's to say, the governor, because we are a decentralized public service. So it means even if we have the ministries, the legal ministry, if it comes to make the change into the situation of our population, we want to give the accountability to the provinces, and the head of provinces becomes the main deliverer of the service. But now if you look at the way in our constitution we are bringing our governors into the power, it looks very bugged. These people, they come from the cheating, the stealing, and the buying, and they're in the power, and they don't have any level of accountability to the people, because they are kind of being nominated, secondly, by these provincial parliamentary people, and they're not very effective. That is to say, just from the way they're elected, but also the way they're being even, supported. They also complain that they don't have the money that's supposed to come back to the provinces. So for me, I think there is a big discussion to be seen. How do we want to have our governors? Do we want them to be nominated by merit and integrity, or do you want the system to be the way it is? So there is definitely, we need to change somewhere to go, but as well, the mentality of Congolese, and particularly the Congolese that are in leadership now.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be changed to look into serving the population instead of serving themselves. There is a lot of individuals in our leadership. That is not acceptable.
Okay. Public administration shake-up, there are some challenges though, even though we need that reform in every single level when we talk about it locally. What are some of those challenges? Please look at this following video and we'll be back.
We defeated tyranny in 2 world wars and put a man on the moon. Now, we want to apply American ingenuity to make our government work and work for all by addressing the grand challenges in public administration. In a world of complex global networks, technologies, and markets, no single government agency can fix government programs. These governance and management challenges can seem mundane, but they eat away at the roots of our democracy and society. America needs effective and collaborative approaches to help our government solve complicated problems and deliver better results. The National Academy of Public Administration, established in 1967 and chartered by Congress in 1984, will use our Grand Challenges campaign to bring public, nonprofit, private sector, and educational actors together to address the critical issues of protecting and advancing democracy, strengthening social and economic development, ensuring environmental sustainability, and managing technological changes. We expect our results to change lives in communities across America, and by doing so, to inspire new levels of trust in our government. Now is the time to take on big challenges. Together, we can help democracy flourish for the future. Join us at napawash.org.
All right, I want you just to tell us there are many things or there are many stakes when it comes to public administration shakeup. Is it really a challenge? So according to your perspective, what are some obstacles regarding Congolese public administration just when it comes to shakeup or reform?
The first one, and I would say even actually the most important, is the refusal. It's like the mentality don't want to change, you know. Because the system as it is now, it is bugged with with the per individual satisfactions, where there is no longer interest into the community, into the population. The people, they want the power to serve themselves, their family, and their relatives. So that is not the way to go about the country. So these people in power, they also are a very big obstacle to change. So this big obstacle to change is one of them. But also the change for me in the big shakeup will come to the level of awareness in our community. We still have the level of education very limited, and also the poverty very elevated, makes the people, the common Congolese, doesn't really lose the time to know what is happening, rather than to try and fend for himself or his family. So these are the main obstacles I can see on this.
On one hand, we have selfishness on the part of the leaders. So it means thereby they need to share or to extend the influence of the power, or to have others join them to work together and to allow. And on the other hand, there is something else. You mean that somebody, even unprepared, even not competent, can take power? Here we have the culture of meritocracy. Does everybody deserve to have power to share in leadership when it comes to public administration?
That's exactly what I was saying earlier. We need to have a public administration based on merit and on integrity. These are the two things that has to be there. And if we're going to be shaking it up, it is to have the people that qualify to be on the place, the position where they have to deliver. So, you know, the general secretaries, everybody in the public administration are not there because they belong to a political party, but they are there because they're capable to deliver on the place they're being put, they're being appointed, or they're being nominated or recruited for. So if we manage to really build our delivery based on merit and on integrity, that is to stop with all this détournement, you know, all this embezzlement that is happening in all the places, and they become a way of life of Congolese, and they do not, even in the community, raise any indignation anymore. People feel they laugh and they support. Some are saying, oh no, it's our turn. This is not acceptable. So if we manage to shake things around, to bring in the merit and bring in the integrity and accountability has to be there, whereas people are evaluated based on their performance. And if they don't, then they have just to change. We have to recruit many others. We have so many in Congo, and we have many people who can deliver, but they don't access to the place where there is need because of the political whatever has happened that blocked the barrier to entry.
Okay, something interesting. Accountability. We can also talk about follow-up, even assessments, those things which are really vitally important. But it's reportedly speaking that the Congolese administration is old as regards globalization, and also when we mention new technology. It seems that there are things that Congolese public administration still stagnating. So how could things be done just to update public administration in the framework of shake-up or reform?
Yes, technology can be also one of the reasons why you want to shake your public administration. And actually, I would say that is the one that goes where there are no other problems, like root problems, like we were mentioning them here, because the world has changed drastically. Technology has brought a lot of efficiency and effectiveness into the delivery of service. Let's say, for example, just pick up identification. In this country, we don't have identification. And the public administration could gain a lot through technology, improved technology, to identify people from the grassroots all the way up to the top, and link the system where we know who is Congolese and who is not Congolese. And in this situation where we're being aggressed by the external body, people wanting to take our land, to call themselves Congolese, when you cannot differentiate who is Congolese, who's not, there is no, birth registrations happening in the system in the way it have to be. There is no death certifications and registrations. So it's very difficult to control the movement of population and immigration. In this way, you want to check things with the technology. And that's where technology can come up very in place. In many other sectors also, I say, like in health sector also, I see with this couverture universal coverage, it's opening an opportunity now to register people, and they can be really efficient with technology, improved technology.
New technology plays a key role in public administration shake-up in the Congolese public administration. Is important, but we want you to get some insight in this following video that highlights public administration and management. Please take a look at this, and then we'll be back.
Did you know that 60% of public sector projects fail due to poor administrative strategies? Public administration isn't just about management, it's about driving policy impact and improving governance. That's why mastering public administration and management is essential for efficient governance and leadership success. What you'll learn: how to develop impactful public policies, improve government efficiency and service delivery, strengthen leadership skills in public administration. Public sector leadership drives national progress. Let's make an impact together. Fact check. 80% of public sector organizations struggle with outdated governance models. Effective leadership training improves public sector efficiency by 30%. Nations with strong administrative strategies achieve higher economic growth. Roadmap to Public Administration Mastery. Step 1. Understand key governance models and public sector structures. Step 2. Learn policy development frameworks for impactful decision-making. Step 3. Implement performance management systems to enhance efficiency. Step 4. Strengthen public sector leadership and communication skills. Step 5. Develop a crisis management strategy for governance challenges. Strong administration leads to better governance, economic growth, and policy success.
We're going little by little to the end of our talk show. We want to touch on some of the things. We want the public administration shake-up because there is a need, and at the same time, we have a problem with retirement. There are those who have been working for so long, and they are not ready to retire, and because conditions or requirements are not met for requirement. What do you make of these things, public administration, retirements, when we want to deal with public reform or public shake-up?
Yes, on the term of human resource shake-up, public for the human resource, I think even here we have already a model where our government, I would say that's the ministry that has done a lot of important things. I mean, a landmark that has been milestones that are delivering. So we need to check here into the policies, because people don't want to go into retirement for the simple reason that once they're out of the business, they don't have any. There is no support. There is no the system that catch up people after the job. So we need to put up the systems, the policies in place where the people can be taken care after their retirement in different ways, but the policies has to be there, I would say, as well as harness really the change. We have to encourage the youth to come into the public administration and to just build on the youthness and not have all these old people who are staying in the place and don't move for many years.
Right.
So I think there is room here, and yes, we can work. There are some policies that were being already published. I cannot recall, but I think even the government here had created, I would have to think about it maybe later.
Okay, thank you. So the very last question before even you can say your closing remark. What is your strong advice to both Congolese states and citizens regarding public administration shake-up, and at the same time you can drop your last words?
No, I advise the government to consider the Prime Minister, the ministerials, management people, but also even the parliament, the Senate, all this government and state organization, including even the head of state, to consider the importance of really not leaving it only to the Ministry of Human Resource this is a thing that has to consider everybody. The country needs a shake-up. We need to see it change. And to the population, I think we have a very strong interest to get to see ourselves the way to be interested in whatever is happening into our public administration. And as a woman, I wouldn't go, that's my word, without talking about the participation of women in public administration. I know from I think there is an observatory at the country level, the Gender Observatory, that made an analysis where we see the presence of women into public administration is very limited. And we can see even it in our parliament, they only 14%. And although the president made an effort to have a ministerial government that has 30% of women, they're very limited. So here there is a place where to promote women participation.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Mutanda Marie-Claire, for your insight and then the fact of accepting or coming here on the stage to break up this relevant issue, public administration shake-up.
I do, thank you.
Yes, the topic was very interesting. As you watch it, you notice that there are many, many things to be fixed in the Democratic Republic of Congo, even though we dealt with this public administration shake-up topic globally, where we try to touch on some of the aspects of locally, but it's possible there is a way for us as Congolese just to look at different aspects, how this could be possible, though there are some challenges. So in the days ahead, we'll be discussing issues like this. So we invite you now to stay tuned on the second national channel, RTC de Développement. Thank you so much for watching, and bye. Here are some highlights of this program.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Brainstorm exclusive interview.
Our education should be corrected, adapted, and updated.
Live better, they can send their children to school because they can interact with their authorities.
Mechanics, electricity, computer science, innovation, yeah.
And we know that this brainstorm.
Yourself, after watching this interesting program, notice the final statement made by our notable guest, a brand new one.